The next person I'd like to tell you about is a young man named Sokunthy. And Sokunthy belongs to the Lord's Gym, Swai Pak, Cambodia. Swai Pak is known throughout the world as actually the worst place to be a young girl because it is the best place for a pedophile to come and secure one, to buy one. They come from all over the world every day. My bride and I happen to live in Swai Pak, so we know firsthand. And there is no reason for a foreign man ever to come to that community other than to procure a young girl. When we're working with the community because Cambodia is truly lawless. While there are many laws, they're not enforced, and particularly in this community. And our idea with the Lord's Gym was that we would draw in those guys that were committing the crimes, hopefully that we would have a chance to influence them and would bring Christ into their lives, transform their hearts, and bring them out of that evil that they were a part of. Sokunthy was a trafficker of young girls. We were so happy when he showed up at the gym. Because again, the day he showed up and we sent out our weekly prayer list, his name was on it. And again, hundreds of people began praying for him. When he came to the gym, and he came every single day it was open, 6 days a week. Every day he was prayed for by the staff at the gym. Every day he heard the truth about the evil that he was perpetuating within that community. And every day he was invited to church, and every day nothing happened. There was no change. And then one evening we got a call from the law enforcement in the community that there were 2 young girls who had been brutally raped. And they needed our help to get them and to put them into our aftercare. 6 and 9-year-old girls. We were able to get those girls, and they are in our aftercare, and they are doing marvelously well. But what we found out was they were raped by their brother, and their brother was Sokunthy. The next day, he didn't show up at the gym. He knew what we thought about that. But our pastor went to him, and he told him, we hate what you did. We couldn't hate it anymore. What you were doing was bad enough, but you took it much further than that. But the truth is, the gym is the Lord's gym. And no matter what you've done, he'll forgive you. And we want you to come back to the gym. We want you to be there. And surprising enough, he came back the next day. This time, however, when he was invited to church, sometimes guilt is good, he decided to come. And he showed up at church, and at our church service in Swai Pak, we teach the Bible, and we teach through the Bible, but every single service we talk about the evil of child sex trafficking and how God calls us to protect our children, not to hurt them. He came 1 week, and then 2 weeks, and 3 weeks, and 4 weeks. He came 5 weeks in a row, and on the 5th week, he stood up before the church and said, I know what I'm doing is wrong, and I'm never going to do it again. Now, we didn't take him at face value, by the way, on those words. About a month went by, and he was true to him. So we helped him get a job, as a construction worker. He worked that job now for 11 months. He hasn't hurt a single girl. He hasn't been involved in trafficking a single girl. We call his boss every week to check in on him, and he's an exemplary employee. How does that happen? And I want you to know that is a miracle that when we just see it on the face value, economically, when we look at the economics, we understand what a miracle it is. You see, was a trafficker, for every time he made a trip, he made $4,000 to $7,000. Today, he makes $50 a month. In a country filled with abject poverty, he chose to give up $4,000 to $7,000 a month for $50. It's only through the power of prayer and the working of God's Holy Spirit that that can happen.